Is she the
She's
the military garbed
Lieutenant Kitsurabami, yeah.
She's kind of dressed in like nerd outfit almost.
She's got like a big anti-tank rifle, yeah.
Yeah, and like a beret and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot.
She
That's
started
the
to
best
have.
girl, Sam.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Anime Summit podcast. It's your favorite podcast in the whole world. It probably is. Let's be serious. It probably is. And I'm your host, Sam. Sam. And I was like trying to find something else. I'm trying to change it up, and it's not working.
See, Sam, this is why I write down my intro every time.
That's actually really smart.
So I don't trip over my own. So I don't trip over my own.
Your own
balls.
shit. I know.
Or in
God,
your case,
okay.
boobs.
From now on, I'm gonna write all the words that rhyme with my name, and then just
there you go.
do it. Okay, I'm here. I'm your favorite bitch taku,
bomb.
Sam the bomb, and I got Dannie the uncanny,
Taku doesn't like spicy stuff.
and the Anime Summit best boy, No Tier Nick.
Those eyebrows.
Why did you take them off?
I'm jealous of those eyebrows. I have fucking blonde eyebrows. It's stupid.
Dual purpose eyebrows. Speaking of eyebrows, later in the episode we're gonna talk about Fooly Cooly, or FLCL.
Oh yes.
Or Furi Kuri.
One of the goats.
We're not gonna talk about the show. We're gonna talk about doing Fooly Cooly, if you know what I mean. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna talk about the show. And then later
Is it
towards the
Fooly
end,
or Cooly?
later towards the end, we're gonna talk about Progressive. Yes.
First
Progressive.
impressions.
First impressions of Progressive. Now you're probably wondering, hey, Anime Summit, why you not do this on the seasonal? Because shut up. We do what we want.
We could
Please
still
keep
mention
listening.
it on seasonal.
Please keep listening. Yes, we can mention. Yeah, we totally could. But yeah, no, Fooly Cooly. It's great. It's awesome. We love it. I understand that there's a weird kind of thing where it's like you either like it or you don't. I personally haven't met anyone that doesn't like it, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's baffling. How could you not like this?
Well, I was reading an article. I'll tell you later. But anyway,
This is like what anime should be. This is like everything else is trash. Seriously.
everything else is trash. Let's get it on with the news.
Oh shit! So I have everything open, but I didn't have it open. You know what I'm saying? All right.
That's what she said.
Oh boy.
I've been rewatching The Office. I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's start with some voice actress industry drama. So there is a voice actress, Hiroko Konishi, has exposed some of the VA industry for like their hidden rules and basically the voice actor industry in Japan and all across the world, I'm sure, is like shady as fuck. It's like Hollywood where there's all these disgusting old guys soliciting these young actresses, so like they have to perform sex acts on them or like dress skimpily just to get a part. Otherwise, they get blacklisted. And that was the basic idea of this article. On it's a Japanese article. I can't read it, but it was on our anime. We'll link it on the show notes. And it says that the actress here, she exposed the industry, she whistle blew a little bit, and then she wasn't casted in any roles after 2004, so she was basically blacklisted.
So I'm reading here too, like it looks like
Yeah.
her lines that she recorded were used in toys and she didn't get any royalties. And
Yeah, they just get screwed over.
yeah, and that was one of the many things she exposed, I guess, and then yeah.
At least in America, like after they're taken advantage of, they make a decent amount of money. In Japan, like not even really.
Jeez.
Like the biggest famous people in Japan are not paid as well as they are in America.
Dude, there's freaking shade in a lot of different kinds of professions, and like I was watching a thing about K-pop stars. Oh, anyway, I won't get into it, but it's like it's really sad.
It's the same thing. Like anybody in show business is like you're on your knees in the back room. You know what I'm saying? Or at least it was that way in the past. Let's hope it gets better because after the Harvey Weinstein thing in Hollywood and all these whistleblowers, it's like slowly getting better. So hopefully, maybe. Yeah. So that was kind of some bad news.
The more you know.
And where's my link? There's like a lot of bad news this week, kind of.
Yeah.
So, God damn, here it is. So there's Kadokawa, the company has removed the God Knows Haruhi video from YouTube, which had 75 million views, and this is like kind of happening more often where these Japanese companies are removing anime content from YouTube, even if it's just like whatever. Like, why don't they just monetize it for themselves? Or fucking let it stay up. Who gives a shit? Because, like, dude, it's creating fans. 75 million people saw that. Maybe not that many people, but, like, some fraction of that saw it and became a fan of that show. Maybe went to an anime convention, spent money on anime, grew the industry, and now it's gone. Like, what are these people thinking? Like, how fucking stupid can you be?
Yeah, it seems a little weird. It's like, dude, calm down. People are watching your shit and having fun. Like,
it's literally free advertisement. Like or if they don't like someone else putting it up, why don't they put it up themselves? Why don't these companies put up sample videos? Because like Funimation does it, right? Where they'll put up a sample, either episode or a clip from something, and it's like official. Just do that. They're like, nah, let's just have nothing. Let's burn the books. Buy our shitty seasonal anime that's coming out that looks like trash. Like, come on.
Oh, you're doing stuff for me without me having to pay for it? No.
Yeah, well, and I think there's this other thing on YouTube where the companies can file a claim, and they can just take the ad revenue from the video. So maybe they could have done that instead, but then maybe the creator just deleted it. I don't know. Fuck it. It's stupid. This is why I advocate for piracy, because these companies are so fucking backwards and retarded.
Nick,
God damn, I'm fucking pissed. It's like they don't want our money. Like, they just want to piss people off. Fuck. I should be the emperor of the world. I would right these wrongs.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
No, and then people in the Reddit thread are saying the same thing. Like, dude, okay.
Excuse me.
That's a whole other discussion. But I don't even think piracy is immoral at all. Not in the slightest. But that's just my opinion. That's a whole other can of worms. Anyway, so yeah, those are a couple of the big ones. There's another article real quick where the average age of Hikokomori rises in Japan. It's like age 34, give or take. And it's kind of this phenomenon where these people are shut-ins, and like their family members have to take care of them, and like they have this like system in place. The KHJ Hikokomori Association Families Federation that tries to they try to like help them and stuff. But there's over 500,000 or 1 million shut-ins in Japan right now, which is a lot. So that's a cool article on ANN right now. Yeah, there's kind of a lot of news going on. That's most of it really. There's another brief one where I guess this is like not relevant to FLCL, but it's a young person, 17-year-old male, threatened did bomb threats against a Love Live Sunshine concert, and
I saw that.
Yeah, and he was subsequently arrested, obviously, and his reason for that was, I just wanted to be noticed, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like, I'm hoping that they don't do the American media thing and like release his name and face and shit, because like, you shouldn't do that, because that's how you get these people want to be noticed. Like, they see, terrorism on the news, and they're like, oh, maybe I'll be famous if I get my face plastered all over. So
yeah, 30 seconds of fame and hated.
Yeah, well, no, they don't even care. They're like, oh, I'm gonna be in the pantheon. I'm gonna be immortal after this. Like, that's what they think, and like it's a copycat thing. So I don't know if how Japan handles it, but I hope they don't fuck it up like America does. Anyway, that was just kind of we had a lot of bad news this week.
That is really scary. Like, bomb threats are always serious. One more little tidbit that I want to mention is that before we started recording, me and Danny were geeking out about E3. That's happening right now.
Oh, yeah, E3, yeah. That's good news.
I think by the time you listen to this, though, it'll be like on the last day. But, I'm not really. I mean, E3 every year is really cool, but this year, I don't know. I'm not really that excited. I think.
Wow, more bad news, Sam. Come on.
More bad news. Me and Danny are just excited about Kingdom Hearts, and also Jump Force. Dude,
did you guys see the Cyberpunk 77?
27. That looks sweet too.
Or whatever that is. That looks dope.
That looks too. But I was just talking about like on the anime related side. There's a new Hokuto no Ken game coming out, Fist of the North Star, on and Jump Force, which is like. It's like Naruto, Goku, and like
it's like pretty much all shonen anime
kind of like
shows.
Mugen, sort of.
But they appear in the real world. Like it's like they're like in New York City, like fighting each other. It's fucking dope.
Well, that was just the trailer.
That was just the trailer. I don't know if that's, but it showed like an American flag hanging, and you could clearly tell it was like
Manhattan.
New York or something or some big city. But anyway, Jump Force. Google it. Do it. Do it. Bacardi Cola. Do it. Do it. Okay. Let's move on to Waifu and Husbando.
Finally.
For Waifu, we have Haruko, or Raharu, of course, the Vespa woman. And for Husbando, we put Naota, because I don't think we could all agree. Because I put, at first I put Kanti, and then Nick was like, "That's a fucking robot," and then I was like,
"Oh, I said that. I said that."
Oh yeah, Danny said that. Then I put Adamisk, and then Nick was like, "That's a fuck that. No, he's not even."
It's like not even a character, Sam.
He is a character.
No,
He's
it's
the
like the
Pirate King.
anti-spirals from Gurren Lagann. It's just like some faceless thing.
He's the Pirate King.
Yeah, but so what?
Oh, Pirate King, whatever.
It's like saying Jaws is best boy, even though that's not
He
even
is
the best
best
example.
Wow. You clearly never.
He's in the movie for like 10 minutes.
You clearly never seen Jaws.
No, I've seen it. I've seen parts.
I've seen him where he comes out the water.
Oh my god. Oh jeez.
God. Dude, and first of all, Haruko is not the best girl. The waifu is Nina Mori. She has fake glasses, dude. How do you beat that?
How
do you beat
No.
Prove me wrong.
No.
Prove me wrong.
No. It's my Mimi.
Clearly,
Okay.
we all could
Because she
not-
never knows best. Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, clearly we cannot agree on.
It's a 3-way tie.
We cannot.
That's
agree
alright.
on-
It's alright.
But anyway,
I like Haruko. Haruko is fun.
so obviously we picked them because the main topic is Fooly Cooly, FLCL, 6-episode OVA, 20-minute episodes, directed by Kazuya Tsurumaki, who's a badass. He did The Dragon Dentist. He directed Die Buster. He's a protege of Anno, and
it's like peak Gainax.
Yeah.
Year 2000.
Year 2000.
2001.
Well, it started in 2000.
Started
It
in
finished in
2000.
2001. And Production IG also helped on it. But,
Yeah.
yeah, so, like, dude, this is how anime should be. Like, who are we kidding?
All right. So thanks for
let's-
listening.
Yeah.
That's all we need
Good
to say.
show.
all
Everyone
we-
check it out. No, like, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sam. You were
Oh, nothing. No. I was just
I
saying.
interrupted your train of
I
thought.
think there's to start talking about Fooly Cooly. There's not really much to say. I think we've all seen it at this point. I don't need to summarize it or anything. It's
Dude,
just
there's a lot to say about Fooly Cooly.
no. I'm saying to start the conversation of it. It's like there's not.
Well, it's a
lot to
coming of
say.
age story. That's what it is.
Yeah, about Naota, a 12-year-old kid, and he lives in the fictional city of Mabase in Japan. It's like where it's an ordinary little town. And then Haruko shows up on her Vespa with her Rickenbacker bass, and which is a left-handed bass, by the way. It's a left-handed Rickenbacker. And then some shit just goes down after that.
Well, okay, so it's all like metaphors for puberty and like growing up and being a kid and what's the difference between
being
them,
able to
basically.
think for yourself and maturing, and yeah.
Yeah, and they got all these, references to other Gainax shows and anime and pop culture, and it's great. So like, the show is like, it's kind of, it doesn't have like a strong plot or lore that needs, you don't need to like explore every little nook and cranny of Fooly Cooly because it doesn't matter. It's not about like what happened. It's about the imagery and like how it makes you feel and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is going to kind of tie into the next when we talk about Progressive. It's like I have some issues with that, but like, Fooly Cooly is just it's an emotion, man. It's not like it's not about the story,
No, it's about literally what it is titled. It's about Fooly Cooly. If you don't know what that
it
is,
doesn't
then
mean
you obviously
anything.
haven't watched it. Like,
it literally doesn't mean anything.
If you don't know what Fooly Cooly is,
it really
you haven't watched
doesn't.
It does, actually. It means a lot. It could mean...
Well, it means nothing and everything.
Yeah, that's exactly.
What is it, Fooly or Cooly?
Nick gets it.
But, dude, this is a fucking top fucking tier masterpiece anime. Like, I'm just going to say that out front. I don't want anybody to have any kind of questions on, like, my feelings on this. This is, like, in the top bucket of all anime ever made, in my opinion.
So, I mean, what so obviously, the first experience I had with it was on Adult Swim in 2003. And I think that's what most people's first experience was here in America. Well,
yeah, if you're old enough to watch it, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of the youngins in our Discord may not have seen it then.
Right, yeah. I was 13 when that began airing. And me and my brother, we spent that summer in the basement because the computer was down there, so he was playing Warcraft 3.
Dude, hell yeah, that's like the way to live.
Yeah, and then the
I'm not even kidding,
N64
like,
and all
that's
the
a great way
consoles
to
were
live.
on that TV in the same basement living room.
It
So
was cooler in the basement too, like it's not hot like upstairs and shit.
Yeah. So
Dude.
we slumber partied pretty much the whole summer in that basement. Like I don't think we even went to bed in our own bedrooms except for probably a couple nights. But I would turn on Adult Swim, watch Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star, whatever, and I had no idea that this show was premiering the night I watched it. It just was, and it was a Saturday night, obviously, because that's when Adult Swim was, the anime Adult Swim was, and I mean, it was great. It was awesome. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah,
I think
we were
that's
the
pretty
perfect
much.
age to
I think
watch
that's
it, too.
pretty much everyone's reaction when they first watched it. When it first aired on Adult Swim. Like, not that many people like understood what was going on in the show. There was just so much going on.
Right.
So
It was
like
just.
it was.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, you have like this pink-haired alien chick with a bass on a Vespa running over people and hitting them with the bass, and then like freaking robots coming out of their head and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely it's definitely out there. And there's also like the metaphors that's behind the scenes that's going on in the show.
Well, here's the thing, too. Like, here's what was great about what you just said was, okay, so, like, I just continued to watch it because I was like, oh, it's an anime that hasn't been on before. I'll just watch it. You don't think anything, you don't know she's an alien at first. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, you just think she has pink hair because you're watching anime. And then you realize that literally almost every other character has, like, kind of normal colored hair. Like, Nina Mori has purplish hair, but it's meant to be, I think, like a
dark black.
Yeah, yep, and it's just like really kind of whatever. But like she's the only one with like neon colored hair.
Yeah, she's the only one. I mean, Mamimi has red like that like
a bright reddish hair, yeah.
like raspberry red.
Yeah, that's how you know she's the
So-
main girl. Red hair, dude.
Oh god.
Just like in real life.
Just
Walk
like
up to a
in real
redhead,
life.
be like, "You're the main character."
Let's play
Okay,
Spot the main
okay,
character.
Nick.
I love that picture of Spot the main character, and it's just fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. Like
Yeah,
Yugi
yeah.
sitting in a classroom.
Everyone else has like a normal haircut with
Oh my
black or
God.
brown hair.
But yeah, back to Fooly Cooly. Like,
No,
dude,
like yeah.
I was
like,
obsessed with this when it came out. I would
I was
like
too.
fucking run to the TV and like glue my face to it
And we're sitting there
every time this came on.
We're sitting there watching it for 6 fucking weeks, because it was every
Dude,
Saturday
and I would
night.
think about that for the whole week going into the next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, be like, oh shit, that was fucking awesome. What is this?
Yeah, it got to a point where it had started and you were calling your friends and you were like, dude, you want to come over and watch you want to come over and sleep over and watch
Fooly Cooly, yeah.
Dude, I like watching it alone. If I'm watching something good, I'm watching that alone. But that's just me. So
I need Nick time to watch this anime. But
my hands are above the covers, obviously.
Look where my hands are. Look at them. But so I'll admit though too, obviously when the show finished, I didn't know it was finished. I didn't.
Yeah,
oh,
same.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
I think a lot of people didn't know that it was going to be finished.
At the end of the episode when they do on the next Fooly Cooly or whatever, at the end of episode 5, it was like and it's like they were saying that the episode's called Fooly Climax or whatever, and I was like, wait, what? Really? Like is that the last episode? It's only been and I was like, oh, maybe they're just titling it that because of whatever, right? But then it happened and then it was over, and I was like. It didn't have on the next Fooly Cooly thing at the end of it. And I was like, wait, is that seriously it? Like, it was only 6 episodes, right? And I was just like, I was tripping. But I was almost, it's not like I was mad, though, because I was still, satisfied. I was like, wow, that was a ride. Where can
Where
can I buy another ticket? And then Adult Swim restarted it the next week, and it played for another 6 weeks. And then it was just like... And here's the thing, too. Obviously, when I watched it the first time, I missed a lot of stuff because it was on TV. You can't rewind it. You can't rewatch it.
I missed stuff on the 4th time. They're so dense.
I was just saying, in terms of, the little details about why Hiroko was there and who Adamisk was and whatever. But, so Hiroko is there on planet Earth because... The medical mechanica plant, the big iron, is there in the city of Mabase. And they captured the Pirate King. And he basically has the power to, create NO, which is a fucking rift that just steals stuff. He absorbs stuff and steals it, and he can put it elsewhere and do whatever. And Haruko's in love with him, and she wants the power. Mm-hmm. So she uses people by creating NO with her bass guitar in people's brains. And, she keeps pulling out medical mechanical robots, and they end up using them and stuff like that. And anyway,
the funny thing is that can all be a metaphor for growing up too, because she could kind of be. I haven't really thought this through totally, but she could be some sort of catalyst for becoming an adult, and Naota's the way him being able to pull stuff out of his head is just literally turning his imagination into something real or tangible. That's what the director said actually in an interview, and Mother's Basement made a recent video on this too, where he was quoting him on it. Mm-hmm. And it's turning your imagination into life. And you'll also notice that there's a difference between that they have this running theme throughout the show of the bitter drinks versus the sweet drinks. And one of the side characters, Amuro, he's one of these, maybe not a government guy, but he's from this company who's trying to fight off Adamisk and Haruko, and he has these fake eyebrows.
Amuro,
that's his name. He
The-
has the big eyebrow guy. They always say these eyebrows.
His eyebrows kind of remind me of
Caterpillars
the dried seaweed that you use to make sushi with.
Yeah, they're made of.
Oh
nori.
yeah, or yeah.
They are.
And they fall off. They're
those
fake
eyebrows
eyebrows
actually are the seaweed. They're made of nori.
So funny.
Because for some reason the nori has the properties to negate NO or whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And he is this other version of an adult who hasn't fully what's the word? He hasn't
grown
fully
up.
Accepted
Adulthood.
he's grown up but not really grown up, if that makes sense.
He's a man-child.
Sort of, yeah. He can function as an adult and everything. Because he even says in one of the, I forgot what he says exactly. He's I can pay my taxes. I don't know. He said something to that effect, where you could do an adult thing, and it's but he's getting a haircut, and he's in the South Park animation, and they literally do a South Park spoof for a minute in episode 5, I think, and might have been 4.
No, it's 5.
It was 5, yeah, the bitter bullet episode. He's like, give me something cool. Give me something that looks like an adult, so that a woman I haven't seen in a long time would say, oh, he looks manly. And he's like, talking like Cartman and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, like he's like the other version that Naoto could be if he doesn't like embrace all of his ideas and stuff. Like that's my opinion on it. That's just kind of one interpretation. But
that makes a lot of sense. Actually,
I'm just saying like Adamisk and Haruko kind of are like they represent these ideas and like pulling those things out of his head is just like you're pulling ideas out and you're like the possibilities are endless. That's the type of thing that I'm thinking. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of ways to.
Also, it looks fucking cool. Like,
the nori eyebrows.
Yeah, I'm not trying to overthink it. It looks awesome, even if you don't even like think of it that way. It's awesome.
Who was the Kitsurabami? She was really cool too.
Was she the?
She's
the military garbed
lieutenant Kitsurabami. Yeah. She's
kind of dressed in like Nerve outfit almost.
She's got like a big anti-tank rifle. Yeah. Yeah.
And like a beret and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot.
She started
That's the
to
best
have.
girl, Sam.
She started to have a crush on Kanti.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And like every time Naota's head exploded, she'd have like little heart bubbles from her eyes and like her nose bleed because it's like this phallic imagery and like, God, my favorite scene was like he swung the bat in episode 4, and she had like a nosebleed, and then it cuts really quickly to all the other Nerve. They're not Nerve, but it's from Evangelion. But they're like these other what are they called? What are those people who operate the computers called? The
like the organization,
the staff.
It's the Department of
Engineers?
International Immigration.
Anyway, the computer staff, the IT girls, and they're all sitting there with like blood dripping down their noses because it's like a big event, and they're presumably maybe turned on, but I don't know. Like it's Fooly Cooly. Is it Fooly or Cooly? Who knows?
You do it like this with your hands.
Yeah.
See,
fondling her yum yums.
I think that's another like. Here's the thing too. Like I gotta point that out real quick. Is like Nick is making all these like pretty awesome points about the way to interpret Fooly Cooly and the way the show progresses and how each character does this and that or whatever. But it does it in this bed of just silliness. It's just like the South Park thing that Nick mentioned.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, and their homeroom teacher too. Like she is fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Every time she's on screen, like she was teaching him chopsticks, and in the background, she's like, "Oh no, I sprained my finger. It bent the wrong way." And she's like,
and she just goes, "Hi," and then everyone clicks like there
because she can't do it.
Yeah.
And like she has this other the trope where the teacher's car always gets destroyed, like in GTO, like their fucking the teacher car gets blown up by the robot and stuff. But yeah, it's great. Like every character is perfect. Like even like the side boys who are like Naota's can't even say his name, who are his friends. Like they they have like these perfectly timed lines. Like in episode 3 with Nina Mori, and like she's dealing with her family's issues. Her dad has like an affair, all that. So she wants to be into play. And they're just like in the background talking, and one of them's like, "Smooch."
Yeah, smooch.
It's fucking perfect.
It's
like,
not his wife.
Yeah.
Smooch. Yeah, there's like these little things with not every character, but just the ones in like that are more involved with Naoto's life that they kind of touch on, And I think that's why the one theme that was really cool I thought was, and they hinted at it in the beginning. You never see him, but Naoto's older brother, Taskun, is playing. He's like on a baseball scholarship in America, and he dated Mamimi.
Yeah.
And it's revealed like at the end of the first episode that he's got an American girlfriend because he sent pictures, and they don't like say it out loud. They just use these little visual cuts to go back and forth real quick to show, and you just kind of know, you know what I mean?
And because they direct it so well. It doesn't really, the details on that don't really matter. They don't sit there like a lot of other shows and monologue it at you.
Yeah.
With these fucking like stock images you don't even see their lips moving. You know, like like all the seasonal anime that do this cost cutting bullshit that just looks terrible. You know, but they do it in like a great way. You know, where Haruko's like, she picks up a photo and she's like covers her face and she's like, an American girlfriend, you know. And
yeah,
it's just,
and she's like, no, I mustn't look. Like,
yeah.
But then like so
Alright.
later, like in episode 4, Full Swing, they kind of bring that up again because it's revealed that Haruko is like really good at baseball, just randomly. She's just like really amazing at it, and like there's this thing about Takun being in his brother's shadow and whatever. And the only reason Mamimi clings herself to him is because Taskun's not there, but Naota is, so she's just kind of like, that's like her way of being close.
Part of me wonders if she was even his official girlfriend at all, because she calls him senpai at one point, and I think I'm wondering, this wasn't ever said in the show, but I'm wondering if, you know, well, they did say that she had been like bullied, or that she'd presumably been bullied by other girls in the school because she was on the riverbank, like washing out her clothes and stuff. Because I don't know, she got water thrown on her or something. And like my guess is like maybe his brother like stopped everyone from bullying her or something, you know. And
Yeah, probably like
I don't know.
stood up for her and stuff and everything.
she probably
like that.
idolized him, but I mean, that's kind of beside the point too. It doesn't really matter the exact details of it.
He was also there when the school burned down in Firestarter. This is the only time you see Taskun, and you just see his back. It's just for a second, and he kind of like pats the top of her head, you know, because I think they were, and then Naota's like over his shoulder, and you kind of just figure like, oh, something must have happened, and he went and picked them up and got them or something, or rescued. I don't know, but
she might have started the fire too, honestly, because she's been getting bullied. So
I think they kind of
hints.
hinted at that because I didn't know that
Yeah,
until I
that's my
watched the
guess.
episode again. Because then she had that, she was
she's
playing that game.
Yeah, she's playing the game. Yeah, she's literally playing the game. So.
Yeah, the game called Firestarter. Like, where you... And then Naota's, like, narrating. He narrates a lot of the episodes, and Naota's, like, narrating the rules of that video game she's playing. And it's basically like, you know, the city gets overrun, and you gotta use whatever you can to burn everything down because blah, blah, blah. And it's just almost kind of a metaphor for how Mamimi's kind of a loser and an outcast, and...
Yeah, and that's what her cigarette means too. The never knows best. It's like
never knows best. Yeah,
she doesn't really have any idea of her future, you know. So that's why she's got that cigarette. Which that's fucking awesome. If I ever smoke a cigarette, if I ever get over my shitty voice, try a cigarette without
Are you gonna write down never knows best on every cigarette?
I'm writing that on there.
Oh my
Every
God.
single one.
Well, in the first episode too, it shows that she's kind of that she has that she's not, I don't know if she's homeless. They don't say homeless, but
no, she's poor.
Yeah,
she's basically just poor.
Yeah, and she takes the day old bread because Naota lives at a bakery where his dad's and grandma's bakery, and their house is above it. But
there was this actually backs up my point earlier. I don't think she ever did date him like officially. I think she thought she did, but like there's an Aki Dearest video where she kind of goes over the meanings of like when Naota's talking to her and she's like, I like, you know, he's like, do you like me or whatever, and she's like, well, I like you more than a rainy day and day old bread, etc., etc. And basically it means that those are all kind of bad things. But she's saying how she liked him. Actually, she liked him, you know, better than bad things because, you know, he was not a bad thing for once. So yeah, this is just kind of speculation.
That actually kind of blows my mind a little bit. I never thought of that line. Like,
dude, I don't think she ever dated him for real. Like,
right.
I don't know why we're like harping on this point. This is like such a minor point.
But no, like, I mean, it kind of plays into like how these in these short 6 episodes. Well, they're not short; they're regular length. But in this short show, how they gave us so much detail and information about all the characters in Naota's life, you know, at least the closer ones, you know, because obviously they didn't go into...
Dude, like, they don't waste a second in this show.
They do not.
And most anime, most TV shows in general waste so much fucking time.
Yeah, like Yearline
because
in
it's
April.
easy.
Oh, playing the piano, better do this inner monologue.
Okay, let's not go... Okay, I will say Fooly Cooly is a lot better than Yearline in April. Like, that's not even... But anyway.
Well...
Different
I
shows,
mean,
but like
yeah, and but not only that, you know, Fooly Cooly is so out there and, you know, random. You know, our eyes usually drawn to like crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
So and you know, when we're watching Fooly Cooly, especially for the first time, you have no idea what the fuck is going on, like at all.
At the
know?
same time, it doesn't even matter because like it's
yeah,
still enjoyable.
because you're enjoying it, and that's kind of what Easy Anime like was talking about in their episode about Fooly Cooly, because one of the guests that was on their podcast watched it for the first time, and he even said it, you know, I had no idea what the hell was going on in this show, but it still kept me wanting to watch more of it.
Right.
So
yeah, and first of all, thank you for actually clicking one of the links I put in our show notes,
my
Danny.
god, shut up, Nick.
Because I know Sam didn't click that one.
So
no,
like,
I'm saying that sincerely though. Like,
no, thank you. But like, no, exactly. Like the wackiness involved. Like, okay, like for example, in the first episode when she hits Natsu with her Vespa, when Haruko hits her with Vespa, and she's like on her knees and she starts kind of rolling around, but she's like in the same position. It's like
and she's mumbling to herself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what is she doing and how is she doing that? But you don't you don't ask that. You just watch it and you're laughing because it looks
well, because she's
ridiculous.
eccentric and like
yeah.
Then they go into this fourth wall break where they're sitting on a bus and they're like, those slow motion shots are really tough. And then Naoto's like, wait, you did that? I thought that was special effects.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then there's actually, and then the sixth episode when they're doing the manga thing again.
Oh, yeah.
And then Kamo, Naoto's dad, is like, he's like, okay, let's not do that anymore. Let's just stick to anime. It's hard being in manga form.
Because they did that in the first episode. They went into a manga montage where they were like sitting at a dinner table arguing and talking about Fooly Cooly and like Haruko was starting to live with them.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, apparently that like doing the actual manga scenes were like super difficult for the animators. Like very.
Which he said in the
grueling.
sixth episode. He was like, after the first episode, they told us not to do it. But then we started getting called lazy. And Naoto's like, and Naoto's so oblivious to every time someone breaks the fourth wall. Naoto's always like, dude, what are you? Stop fooling around.
He's like,
what are you talking
let's go back to anime form. He's like, anime? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because like he thinks it's like it's weird because like he thinks they're acting, but they're in an anime. So it's like,
right.
God, this show's so fucking crazy, dude. I think this is one of the best first episodes of anything.
Oh yeah.
Try to think of a better first episode. Kill a Kill is up there, I think. Even Galleon's up
Live
there.
is pretty good.
What did they all have in common? Gainax employees, the greatest studio of all time.
The
Gainax.
greatest studio of all time. The goat.
The goat.
Well, not anymore, but you know.
Damn.
I think right now they're doing like the Horse Girl show or something. I don't even. It's not the same staff, but
It's not the same people.
What the fuck?
Oh man. Okay. So
anyway, dude. So, oh no, that's not the horse. They're doing a different show. It's not Horse Girls, but
they're doing Piano no Mori.
Oh God, that's even worse. Fuck. You know what? I'll still take one Piano no Mori for one Fooly Cooly. I'll take that trade off.
That's even worse.
Apologies to anybody who enjoys that show, but it's
there
trash.
are some people on our Discord who enjoy it.
It looks bad, is my saying.
Yeah,
it's
kind of weird. I don't know about all the, but
well, that just goes to show like presentation, because Fooly Cooly, it does have the advantage of being an OVA, so like they had more resources, hopefully, like per episode. You know what I'm saying? Like more time, I'm assuming.
Sure.
So like it looks fantastic, and it looks way better than any kind of seasonal show. It still looks great today. And I would even say that you don't need to have been like the same generation as us. You could be older or younger, and like you could watch this 10 years from now, 50 years from, like, doesn't matter.
Well,
this show is still going to hold weight.
It's
you know,
damn near 20 years
anybody.
later.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
when
it's
you
15.
can watch it-
15.
18, whatever. Who's counting?
Well, that's why I said damn. I mean, it premiered in 2000. So
Yeah, but like we could watch this in 10 years and it'll still be just as good, maybe better.
well, for us, it premiered in 2003. But yeah,
But it doesn't matter. Not even me. It could be anybody. Anybody who's turning 14,
Anybody.
who's 20. It doesn't matter. You can
Yeah.
watch it and love it. Like this is like a timeless show.
it
'Cause
is.
they don't
That-
they
this
don't
is-
harp on the lore. They don't harp on the story. None
It
of that
has
shit
a-
fucking matters.
It has a
I
cult
also
following and it's timeless. Yeah. Sorry, Danny.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I also, you know, when Fooly Cooly did air in the States, you know, it did air when we were teenagers. So we're kind of relating to the to the young characters like
Yeah.
Naoto and
every teenager should
and
watch
all
it.
the others. So because we're also in that age where we're trying to figure out ourselves. So, and you know what we kind of want to do with our lives and everything like that. So, and this show, I feel, also thinks that, you know, especially when with the whole like using your imagination to like form these robots and everything, like that's a sign to me that like you should never give up on using your imagination to get what you want, you know.
That is the greatest thing I've ever heard about anything.
Exactly.
I fucking
mean-
needed
I'm
to
gonna
hear
be a
that
dirty
today.
old
Just
man
letting you know.
in charge of Hollywood. That's my
like,
dream.
like FML, like legit. I needed to hear that today. That is legit. That's the takeaway from this episode. Fuck y'all.
I mean, but it's true though. You know, like I feel like that's the meaning behind, you know, Naoto using his imagination to form like these robots for Haruko and everything like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, the
is to
robots come
use-
from Medical Mechanica, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree.
Which
but
is
it's
just
still-
like some mumbo jumbo bullshit. It's just your imagination.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
it's
right. 'cause
still-
you
it's
never,
still
you
coming
never
out
do
of-
see inside the plant, except for
Yeah.
that one hallway that they were in the second episode. But
Yeah, because
So-
less is more. You don't need to see inside of it. And
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like I hope that the progressive and alternative like don't screw it up and like get all into the lore and info dump us and like ruin it. You know,
okay, so here's a segue for you.
which they can't really ruin it because Fooly Cooly is always going to be there. You know.
Here's a
So,
segue for you, really quick. The end of Fooly Cooly, right? It turns out that Adamisk was hiding in Kanti the whole time, and they in the last episode he gets free, and he sucks up all the bullshit and all the mist in Mabase, and he runs away. And then Haruko's like, Naota, God damn it. And then she leaves. And you never hear... Mamimi finds out her calling. She wants to be a photographer. He goes to high school. And it just ends. And that's it.
yeah, and he still doesn't like the bitter drinks.
So, so now what I'm saying is... And I don't know, I'm only speaking for me. I would have loved... And I would love... to see more of Adamisk in Haruko's story. That being said, segue.
Well, let's one more thing really quick. The soundtrack for Fooly Cooly, we've mentioned it in other episodes.
Yeah, in our OST episode, I mentioned
Well,
it.
you're gonna have to edit that out.
I talked in depth about it, actually.
I had a little burp there, Sam, so you might need to edit that out. So the soundtrack for Fooly Cooly is perfect. It's by the Pillows, this Japanese band, I think, right? Sam knows about them.
It's a Japanese band.
And they match the animation to the music. This is one of the shows where they
power the environment with the music. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I think they actually listened to the music and then tried to animate it so it would fit.
Oh, really? That'd be sick.
Yeah, that's what I've heard and read. Supposedly. So like, and that's why the show works so well, because they have this constant soundtrack, at least in the background, a lot of the time, and it's weird because the show is like simultaneously slow paced, where nothing ever happens, according to Naota, and then it's also super fast paced, and it's so dense with everything, and the music's playing, and it's just like great directing and cool camera angles everywhere that like you can watch this 100 times and still get something from it, you know?
Right.
And that's why I love Fooly Cooly. Like I think it's one of the best animes out there. It's what every show should strive to be. So that's just my final thoughts on it.
I
I
literally
also-
have no complaint about Fooly Cooly at all. Sorry.
Yeah,
Danny,
I
go
bumped
ahead.
it. I bumped it up to a 10. I was like looking at my list. I'm like, what the fuck is this a 9?
What is
Like,
this, a 9?
Jesus Christ! Like,
Sorry,
what is
Danny.
a 10 then?
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Well, I just also wanted to point out that for the dub, you know, the director and the scriptwriter for Fooly Cooly, Mark Handler, he stated that the hardest thing about being a part of the show was, you know, the in jokes in the show and like the pop culture references.
Yeah, localizing it
So
based on the culture
so
and
like
all that.
like for example the Chiro drink, soft drink that's discounted in local
It's like Pepsi Crystal they were talking about. Or
yeah
something?
yeah they like
Yeah.
they decided to use a crystal Pepsi as the chosen drink for it. So and the original director of Fooly Cooly, don't ask me what the fuck his name is because I won't be able to pronounce it.
Kazuya Tsurumaki.
Yeah. He actually visited the States in the process of like dubbing and everything, and he actually noted that the I forget her name. The woman who voiced Haruko, Carrie something.
Yeah, Kari Walgren.
Yeah, he said that her voice matched the original cast, and he like
Yeah, that's what they should do.
He
every
definitely
time.
approved that and everything like that.
He like
See,
went
Danny,
above
this
and
is-
beyond. He like went.
this
to,
is
came
why-
to
Yeah.
America.
They got to do that for everything because they fucked up Legend of the Galactic Heroes with
Here we
horrible
go.
miscasts.
Oh my god, here we go.
If you watch the
Everyone
original,
take a shot.
Yang
Everyone
and Reinhardt are soft spoken. They have fucking Ian Sinclair, who's a great actor. I love him, but he should not be in those roles. Anyway, just ranting.
Anyway.
Dude, Melissa Fawn on Nina Mori, her voice just like makes me feel a certain way. I don't know.
Makes me feel a certain way.
Anyway,
let's just say that it Fooly Cooly's me. You know.
So you're
Alright,
gonna do
well-
Fooly Cooly later?
probably up his butt.
Dude, when
Up his
she
butt.
stuck her finger through the glass and she's like, "They're fake," I'm like, "Oh, oh." Hashtag nut.
All right, let's segue into Fooly Cooly Progressive.
All right, so this
what are
is
our thoughts on the first 2 episodes?
so this is just Production IG, not Studio Gainax. It's original, and it started airing in the summer of 2018, so June 2nd. Directed by Katsuya Mitahiro, which I can't click on his thing on Mal because it's fucking broken. Jesus
It's
Christ.
fucking broken.
Let me click on his fucking... Okay, now I gotta paste it into Wikipedia.
Oh man.
Filmography. All right. Oh, he did Ajin. All right, that's pretty cool. Oh, he directed Psycho-Pass? Shit.
Shit.
All right. That's cool. Anyway, like... Oh, it was co-directed. Anyway, so Fooly Cooly Progressive. It's many years have passed since Naota and Haruko had their adventure, and the medical mechanica is continuing to rage across the galaxy. And then there's new characters except for Haruko. She shows up again, and it's Fooly Cooly.
And it's really cool.
And the main character is a girl named Hidomi.
Hidomi-chan Hibajiri.
Which I find she's fucking adorable,
She is.
especially with her
Yeah,
cat
I
ear
enjoy her
headphones.
design.
Also,
So-
there seems to be a lot of confusion that the guy with the glasses, Koide, is the same guy with the glasses from the first one. They're not. They're
Oh
two-
yeah, no.
I've seen 2 anime YouTube videos today of like reviewing Progressive or giving first impressions, and they said that it was Gaku from the first season, and it's not.
Yeah, no.
Koide is a
No,
different
that's
guy.
nearly. First of all, that's nearly impossible because it's like years later. You
Yeah.
know, like those characters from the original are grown up already.
They're
so
adults. Yeah.
They're adults already.
Yeah, and I can't find the character list on. Mal is still fucking broken, and I can't find it on.
I'm using
so
Wikipedia.
I still can't find it on here. It's
Based.
fucking not there.
Here you go, Nick. Here you go.
Base Wikipedia.
It's literally not. I don't know
So
any
Here,
info on
the
this.
first
Here.
episode kind of just progresses like the first episode of the original. There's this. It introduces this character Hidomi. She's kind of quiet, reserved. She kind of like, doesn't like a lot of stuff. Everything is ordinary in their town. And as she's coming home from school, she gets hit with a Chevrolet Bel Air, a vintage Chevrolet Bel Air, with a lady named Jinyu in the back seat.
She has the one goggle, Kamina sunglasses. kinda.
Yeah. And she wields, I believe it's not a bass, it's a guitar. It's a 6-string
Oh,
guitar.
it's an actual guitar.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because, yeah.
I think it's a Stratocaster. But
Well,
anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's a cool point, actually, Aki Dearest made in her video where she's saying that Naoto was the only one with an actual guitar. Everything else was a bass because the guitar was for the main character.
No,
Which
every
was like,
every
oh, that
guitar
makes
that's
sense.
in the first Fooly Cooly, they're all basses.
No, the one, he pulled out one that was a guitar, I think.
No, it was a bass.
One of them that he had when he was Adamisk was a guitar, apparently.
No,
But-
it's a bass.
No, I don't know. No, it's a guitar.
We'll confirm
He had
later.
two of them. He had two of them. One of them was a guitar,
Okay, you want to fight?
I think. I don't know
so
shit about.
Here's the thing.
I don't know shit about shit. So
Here's the thing.
yeah.
In the last episode, in the 5th episode, when Kanti and Naota are fused together, and he pulls out the Gibson EB0, that's a bass. And the Flying V pulled out in Full Swing in episode 4 is also a bass. It's a Gibson Flying V. And then
Save it for the guitar podcast.
Save it for the
Even
guitar
though I brought it up.
but or well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm pretty sure it was a bass because there's Flying V basses too. But
Yeah, they exist. They exist. They definitely exist.
But yeah, and then he fuses them together or whatever. But
So we're 2 episodes into Progressive right now.
we're 2 episodes in Progressive. Also,
as of the time of this
Haruko
recording.
at the end of the last episode of Fooly Cooly in the first one, she takes that EB0 with her. So that's the bass you see her wielding now. And Nick, you are right. It is the 6-string Gibson Flying V. Sorry.
See, I know how to watch videos and regurgitate.
I know how to watch stuff. Yeah, they pull out Naota's weapon that they pull out of his head was a Flying V guitar. Anyway,
So I'm hoping that the main girl gets like a guitar, not a bass.
right.
Not
that's
that I
what I
care
was
that
gonna
much,
say.
but whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
yep. Hidomi.
Just so it's consistent.
Yeah. So Jinyu, she actually has a guitar, and Haruko still has the EB0 because it's more powerful than her Rickenbacker, which she left with Naota anyway, and I'm sure he still has it. So, but anyway, so it kind of the first episode kind of progresses just like the first episode of the original does.
Oh, it's
And,
not. It's not the same though.
It's not the same one.
Because, well, the thing is, Hidomi. It's either Hidomi or Hitomi. I don't actually know because Mal has it as a different spelling. But anyway,
It's Hidomi Hibajiri.
it starts with her dreaming, and you get the
Oh, yeah,
sense
you're
that her
right, you're right.
dreams are caused by her headphones, which aren't even playing anything. And they were. She says they were a gift. We don't know who they're from yet. And so she's dreaming about this planet getting overrun by the giant hand irons from the first Fooly Cooly.
Mm-hmm.
And then she turns into this Conti-like, robo suit character, and tries
Except
to
it's
fight him
more
off.
like it's more sleek and slick and more femme
Yeah.
looking, and yeah.
kind of like not Bubblegum Crisis, but some of those similar shows. But anyway,
I don't know, it reminds
Mars
me
of
of Zone of
Destruction.
the Enders. But anyway.
So she is like friends with this one other boy who has like the other good character design, and he's the one with the black school uniform. It's weird because
Well-
like their school doesn't make them all wear uniforms. I think
Well, yeah, they're not really friends. They're just classmates. But later
they're classmates. Yeah.
later they get a little more.
He's like the only one wearing a uniform, and the basic idea is like he's kind of poor and he has to like fend for himself and work this crappy job and down in the sticks, not in the sticks, down in like the pits, doing machinery
projects.
and everything. Yeah, the projects, and then a bunch of Fooly Cooly shit happens and robots are exploding and stuff, and it's like it's Fooly Cooly, and Hiroko is the teacher in their classroom. She reveals herself at the end of episode 1.
Yeah, because in the beginning of episode 1, he's telling his friends that the teacher stayed at my house last night, right? And he's got a Band-Aid on his forehead, and you're like,
Yeah.
and then at the end of the episode,
I kind of have to chime in and, like, in a way, I'm kind of disappointed on how Progressive started out.
I'm right there with you.
Like, I still like it, regardless or anything like that. But to me, the first episode didn't really have that like craziness, pizzazz as much as the first episode of the original did.
It's not an
still,
OVA, is it?
it's actually only going to be like
it's a TV. It's a TV anime technically.
I guess, but it is technically only going to be like
6 episodes.
Yeah. Or I read 4.
And the sequel has 6 as well.
Oh, okay.
Alternative has 6, so the total of 12. But yeah.
See, because I'm reading that Progressive only has 4, but I might be tripping. But yeah.
It has 6 according to Mal.
You're Mal.
But
why would it not have 6? Everything should have 6.
But yeah, I mean, it kind of, I hate to use the word boring, but like, in a sense, it is kind of boring for me.
Yeah, compare to the first one especially.
I get that they want to like, not like outshine the original or anything like that, but they're kind of, in a sense, like mimicking on what happened in the original and everything like that. But they're doing it, I feel like they're doing it at more of a slower pace. And not only that, I think, was it in the first episode where I forgot the boy's name.
I can't find his name. Like there's a list of them.
He's kind of like Naota in a way.
In Progressive or alternative?
In Progressive.
You mean Ide, the guy with the glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Ide Ko.
Okay. Yeah, like I kind of wanted to see that relationship between him and Haruko, like how that all came to play.
Yeah, they did that off screen, which was stupid. I hope they do a flashback to it or something.
And they all another thing that they did off screen was when the robot came out of his head.
Yeah, exactly. Fooly Cooly original would just show everything.
Okay, so
and it had one thing going on.
Okay, I'm gonna chime in here because I gotta disagree with what Danny's saying just for a second. I do agree that it's not okay because here's the thing that's missing from these first 2 episodes, and just maybe
there's a lot missing. I'll tell you.
Maybe in general,
I'm gonna chime in later.
One of the big things that's missing for me is the wackiness. There was
I agree.
This Progressive is definitely a little bit more darker, but it's also a bit more focused on just like obviously we touched on a bunch of like metaphorical stuff in the first one, but this is almost kind of just showing what Haruko's up to now. The thing about her not showing Haruko and stuff, and not showing like what she's doing at Ide's house and doing all that stuff on him and everything, is I almost didn't care about that, because what I got from it was, okay, so Naota gets hit by the Vespa in the first one.
Right.
Hidomi gets hit by the Chevrolet Bel Air that Jinyu's in this one. And I think the main thing is I wasn't focused. Like I wanted to see Haruko, don't get me wrong. I knew she was coming, so it's whatever. But I want to know who Jinyu is, and I want to know who Hidomi is. because also, if you remember, after she gets hit by the Bel Air and she drives away, her mom, or actually before she gets hit, her mom is like looking at the medical mechanica plant, and she's like, it's just like the other one that he talked about, or that whatever, and he's like, she mentions he, and then right after that, she gets hit by the Bel Air, and then Hidomi mentions that the headphones were a gift.
Yeah,
so,
I mentioned that.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just saying that in terms of she said that after her mom said that thing about him, quote unquote. So what I'm saying is
from Naota or something, probably.
It might be, I don't know. But what I'm saying is that I think they really wanted to focus on Hidomi and Jinyu in these new characters, because Jinyu now lives with Hidomi and her mom in their restaurant.
Yeah.
And Haruko is up to her same shit, because we know what she's about, okay? We know what she's all about. We know what she wants at this point. We know that she's going to do this to somebody else, like what she did with Naota, until she gets what she wants. So I almost didn't mind that we weren't... I expected it. I knew the moment that he said, yeah, the teacher stayed at my house last night, I remembered that, oh yeah, Haruko's supposed to be like the teacher, because I read that in the original like little details that they put out when they first announced that they were making this. I was like, she's probably staying at his house so she can use him like she did. You know what I mean? Like, I expected all that. So I wanted them to show Jinyu and Hidomi, which they did. So I guess
I understand what you're saying. They don't want to show the same thing twice. Okay, yeah, I got it. That makes sense.
I was saying it to
but the animation in this is, compared to the original Fooly Cooly, the animation in this is not good.
I agree.
It's just not. It looks like average anime.
Also,
like
the
maybe
wackiness
not even that above average at all. Like, yeah, and then the directing is also, it's like not even compared to Fooly Cooly, just compared to any anime, the directing in about 50% of the episode is very flat and not that interesting. Like, they're sitting in a classroom, and Ide's talking to his friends, and it's just like kind of this back and forth, and it's like, it doesn't have these dynamic angles and like shots that the original had, or that other shows have that aren't even Fooly Cooly. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like a regular, medium shot from a classroom. It's just, bleh, Then they do have the cool Sakuga moments, which I enjoyed. I liked when like the beginning of the episode when Hidomi is doing in her dream, and then whenever the robots and the Fooly Cooly starts happening. That has some pretty good animation, but like aside from those Sakuga moments, it's just not that good. And the original was constantly good the whole time.
Yeah, it's very mediocre, and
I just hate this animation style. Like, I fucking hate.
I feel it's
like
too clean.
the new style that's just like, oh god, it's just like it doesn't have any heart to it or grit.
That's what was the great thing about the.
And it also just doesn't look as good. It's not as detailed. It doesn't look as good, period.
And also, the animation in the original one was showcased that much more better because of all the wackiness involved.
Well, they had better talent. They had better animators, period. Like the ones that are using now.
I'm saying that's an aspect of it.
Who knows?
I'm saying if they
because the original Gainax staff were fucking gods.
I'm saying that if they included more of that wackiness, which they didn't in Progressive, they probably would have done more to animate like stuff. Is what I'm saying. I feel like, I don't know, but
yeah, and it's not as dense as, it's really hard to make something that dense and like genius. You know what I'm saying? But like,
right. So
I feel like there's just a lot of like dead air in these episodes, if that makes sense.
Right, and I kind of took that as this is just a continuation of what's happening with Haruko, because in the end credits, if you watch the end credit animation, it shows that Haruko and Atomisk met one more time, and she absorbed his power for just a bit, and she split into Jinyu and herself. And I kind of feel like that this anime is just going to be like
plot.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like how the original was told. And
I'm being more harsh on it.
Much more darker in a sense.
Like we're all being overly harsh on it because we're comparing it to the original, which was literally one of the best anime ever made.
That's a fair point.
And that's a fact. Like, you can't even argue that. I'm sorry.
Right.
You just can't argue that Fooly Cooly is one of the best ever.
One more
and, like,
thing.
Fooly Cooly Progressive is an average anime.
Right. And this
It's
is just
fine.
first impressions, obviously.
Yeah,
But
well, there's only 2 episodes in. But, like, but even these first 2 episodes, compare them to the first 2 of Fooly Cooly, and it's night
very
and day.
flat. Yeah,
It's night and
kinda
day.
flat.
It's just like, holy shit. Like, you know, one of them just, like, blows your mind, and the other one's just like, meh. You know, like, yeah. So I don't
flat.
want to be too hard on it, but we're comparing it to its predecessor, and, you know, I can't help it, you know. That's part of why I'm hard on other shows like Darling in the Franxx, because people compare it to Ava, and it's like, oh, you're going to do that, then I'm going to shit on it. So,
Right.
like, I don't know.
One
But
more
that's
thing.
aside from the point.
One more thing I want to say before I finish my thoughts on Progressive so far is that somebody in our Discord and a couple people actually were saying that they thought it was kind of dumb how they are using the pillows to power Fooly Cooly again with their music.
I think it's good. It's fine.
I kind of just like they one of the points they said was this was an opportunity to them to showcase another artist and have a different band or a different artist power the anime.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
don't
how
want the same repeated songs, I guess. If they
well
had different songs, that'd be nice.
I
there was
kind
at
of-
least one that was a repeat, but
the re-recorded version of Little Busters played at the end. But
yeah.
at the end of the first episode. But I don't know. I guess I get that point, but I also am not complaining nor mad that it's
I
the
think they're
pillows
kind of
again.
inseparable, though. Like, you think Fooly Cooly, you think the pillows.
That's kind of
You
the point
do.
I made to
Yeah.
them, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, they're going to show... I mean, they could have another artist, but it'd have to be as good as the pillows, so...
Right. In
They're
this
taking a
case,
chance
this time
there.
around, it's a Very Goo, RON, Very Goo, and the pillows. Very Goo is a composer. But yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I didn't want this episode to come out and have our listeners be like, oh, why didn't you bring up the fact that you guys suck? You know, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, that we talked about this on Discord.
We are the FLCL Progressive of podcasts.
Yeah. But anyway, that's
No,
my final thing.
Yeah, I think I kind of said my piece on Progressive. Like, it's fine. We'll see where it goes. It's never, ever going to get even close to the original. I just have
Right.
to accept that.
Right. I think at this point,
they
I'm
don't
just
have the
watching it because I
talent.
love Fooly Cooly and I love Hidomi.
Yeah.
And I love Jinyu. So, and I love that she rides in a Bel Air, but she doesn't drive it. She just sits in the back seat while it goes around everywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
that was awesome.
it was
Yeah, I like
badass.
that.
But yeah.
Yeah. Jinx, dude, we said the same exact thing.
You
We
owe me
said,
a soda.
yeah. You owe me a bitter soda because I am an adult.
Don't get the sour kind.
Yeah, I hate the sour stuff.
Make sure you put your eyebrows on.
Get your eyebrows on.
I'm
So,
gonna put
Danny,
my
you got
glasses
any-
on.
You
Nothing
got any
will be
last thoughts,
wrong.
Danny? Or are you good? Or do you wanna shit on something?
I mean,
Do you need to poop?
no, I don't need to poop. Honestly,
Did you have the spicy curry, Danny?
No. I don't like spicy stuff.
Good.
No, like it's definitely like I was slightly disappointed when I first watched the first episode and the second episode was kind of better. And I was just like, okay, like I kind of get what's going on, you know, but at the same time I'm still not understanding, which I find as a good thing, you know. Even though Progressive isn't as like lively and it doesn't have that comedy theme as much as the original did, but it's still having me like very confused on what the hell is going on and everything like that. So that's a good
But
point.
is that a good point though? If there's no comedy.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that
Oh,
the
I
show.
think I know what you mean.
Like you still kind of don't have a clue on what's going on in the show. That's what my point is. So,
Yeah.
you
It
know,
makes
that
sense. There's like
that
intrigue and
part,
everything.
yeah, that part is a good thing because it's still showing that, you know, even though like we're giving it harsh comments and harsh opinions about it, but it's still, we're still going to watch it and everything like that. We still want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
so,
I don't even necessarily agree with that, actually. I don't really care what happens after the original Fooly Cooly. I feel like they never needed to make a sequel, but, you know, they wanted to make money, so they're going to make money by making a sequel.
It was never really unnecessarily, it wasn't really a necessary thing to have. You know, we technically didn't have to have, you know, progressive and alternative. You know, it was just the thing that, that people wanted, you know?
It feels like a cash grab to me, and I just don't like that.
That was the thing. That was the thing. I remember hearing that, you know, not that Gainax lost the rights to it. I'm reading it right here. Hold on.
Was it Production IG picked them up, right?
Yeah. Like Production IG just like bought the rights to Fooly Cooly, and that's when like they announced that they were gonna make sequels to it and everything, and the whole you know, collaboration with Toonami and like putting it on Adult Swim and everything like that. So that's
it makes sense from a business perspective.
Yeah,
they want to make money. I get it.
Yeah, and a business perspective with all the bigwigs and everything like that. You know, great, fine, whatever. But at the same time, you know, it's like still kind of do something different, but still have those key points on its predecessor, like the comedy. And that's what I'm kind of hoping for. I'm kind of hoping for, you know, in these later episodes that they're gonna bring out the comedy in it. So, but who knows? We won't know until we actually witness it for ourselves. So, but yeah,
I don't think it's gonna happen, because I think it's gonna continue on its current path.
Yes, Smokey.
Because if it didn't happen in the first 2 episodes, it's not going to happen. There's only 6 episodes.
If she didn't take out for clothes on the first date, then
yeah,
it's not going to work out.
Anyway,
whatever. I mean,
I have like the opposite opinion of a lot of people. Like, I judge really harshly on the first few episodes. Like, if it's not great right away, then it'll never be great.
If it's not a 10 out of 10,
well, it's hard to have a 10 as a first episode. Like, very few things do, but like if it's not good, then it'll never be great. You know what I mean? Like, it has to start good.
All right.
Shit.
All right.
I'm just being a hater. Like, it's hard to compare them, but I'm still gonna
stop
watch
drinking
it.
that haterade over there.
I'm still gonna enjoy parts of it.
Sipping the haterade. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed that. Fooly Cooly all over the place. Fooly Cooly over there. Fooly Cooly over here. Fooly Cooly in your
underwear.
In my underwear, over here, over there, in your underwear, and I don't know what I was trying to say.
For all our fans out there,
Fooly Cooly with your hands.
You gotta swing the bat.
But if you're gonna Fooly Cooly with your hands, do it above the table, you know, because it looks weird. You're weird. That's
above
weird.
Okay. Well,
don't be weird.
Interesting.
Dude. Nick, dude, you're weird. Don't be weird. You're weird, dude.
Oh my god.
I'll be weird anytime I want. Weird is the norm.
You need to insert that Workaholics clip. Let's get weird.
That's true. If you're not weird, then I'm probably not your friend. Let's be serious. Okay. I've been your favorite friend, Taku. Sam, the bomb. She's been Danny. Best boy Nick in the house, as always. And we have been the Anime Summit Podcast. Fooly Cooly everywhere.
Ka-king.
Ka-king.